Okay. So in the last class, we discussed about the virtual machine creation, how to create the virtual machine, and how to attach the ISO files, how to install the operating system, and after installing the operating system, how to set up the RDP to connect to the servers. What is meant by RDP? How we will connect to the servers in the organization, the mechanism involved in connecting the servers, and we also discussed about the one of the prerequisite to install the SQL Server, which is .NET framework. Okay, so all these things we discussed in the last weekend, guys. So in this session, we can discuss the SQL Server installation. As I said, installing SQL Server needs, okay, the other prerequisites like virtual machine and then OS as discussed, and then RDP, and then networking. So all these things will be done by the other teams. So whatever setup, okay, we did till now, okay, will be done by the other teams, guys. So once the machine is completely ready, okay, then as a DBA, we can start our work. So from this point onwards, actually the DBA work will start to install the SQL Server. So whatever we just, okay, set up in the last week, the virtual machine creation, installing the Oracle VirtualBox, and creating the virtual machines, setting up the networks, okay, setting up the passwords, installing the prerequisites like .NET Framework and all, everything will be done by the respective teams. And in the previous sessions, we discussed which team, what kind of things they will do. So most of the things what would be discussed so far, most 95% of the things will be done by the Windows team only, creating virtual machine, installing operating system, setting up the RDP. So all these things will be done by the Windows team. Once their work is done, they will update the ticket. As I said, how the installation ticket will come, guys. Generally, customer, okay, will request an installation. Maybe customer, okay, they need an application. For their application, they need a database. So they will raise a request stating that we need, okay, one SQL server. So generally they will tell the version sometimes if their application is having a compatibility. So what is compatibility and all in the previous sessions we discussed. So few applications, some of them can support latest version, some of them cannot support the latest version. So they might ask you to install a specific version of the SQL Server. If they are not asking you to install any specific version, we can install a latest version. That is the standard policy. Generally, customer will tell you what kind of version they need. If their application is having any compatibility challenges, they might ask you to install a specific version. Hey, please install SQL 2014 or please install 2017. They might ask you to install a specific version of SQL Server. If there are no compatibility issues, if the application is new, if their application is compatible with the latest versions, they might ask you to install the SQL Server. So if they don't provide the version in the request, you can check with them, check with the user who raised the request. You can talk to them whether they need the latest version of SQL Server or they need any specific version of SQL Server. You can talk to them. Based on that, okay, you can able to request, okay, the particular, I mean to say the customer, we can say customer, business owner or application owner, we can say like that, okay. So based on that, you can tell them that, okay, in case if they have any respective versions to install, we'll ask them and they will tell you. If they are not telling any specific version, as a standard policy, we will install the latest version, guys. Few are most of the organizations will follow the current version. Generally, the current version which is in the market is 2022. So there are few organizations or clients, they will follow current version minus one concept. Okay, so because like for example now 2025 is going to be released, Correct. The CTP version is already released for 2025, SQL Server 2025. So if they might release the RTM maybe in a couple of months. So as a new product, it might have some challenges. Okay, so that is the reason few clients or organizations they don't use the latest version immediately. And one more thing is, if any new version comes into the market, don't think that everyone will be upgraded to the new version. Okay, for example, very simple. In the iPhone, for example, if iPhone 17 comes, means those who are all using the iPhones, they don't throw their phones and they don't immediately buy the iPhone 17, right? Even though the features are tempting, they don't buy immediately. Depends upon their requirements, then only they will buy. If they want to buy, they will buy. In the same way, if any new version, if Microsoft introduced any new version into the market, the clients immediately they don't install 2025 or they don't change their databases to 2025, guys. Okay, as I said, it's not about the version, so you have to also keep in mind about the compatibility. The new version may be compatible with the existing application or may not be compatible. So if any new version comes, means for the new installations they might use new versions. For the existing installations, as per their requirements, they might upgrade to the new version in future, not immediately. Okay, so if anyone is asking to install the SQL Server, so generally, if they are mentioning the version, which version they want to use in their application, they will mention the version in the ticket. You can straight away and you can install that particular version. If they are not mentioning any version, you can check with the customer whether they are okay with the latest version or they need any specific version. So if they are okay with the latest version, you can install the latest version of the SQL Server, guys. So the prerequisites, okay, the prerequisites to install the SQL Server. As I said, we need one virtual machine, correct? Without virtual machine, we cannot install the SQL Server, right? We need a platform. SQL Server is an application. To install this application, we need a platform. So we need a virtual machine. This will be done by the Windows team. Okay, who will create this virtual machine, guys? Windows team. And then we need, actually, we have software requirements and hardware requirements, guys. Software requirements, generally how it will be, okay? Software requirements. So generally it will be like, of course, we need an operating system, right? It's a software. So this will be installed by the Windows team. Okay, Windows team. Operating system will be installed by the Windows team. And we need few prerequisites like few softwares like .NET framework. Okay, .NET framework. Generally, this also will be installed by the Windows team only. Okay, in the last week we have already discussed this .NET framework, how to install .NET framework and all we discussed in the last sessions, right? So software requirements, one is operating system, second one is your .NET framework. So .NET framework is mainly used for GUI, guys. Most of the applications, Microsoft applications, okay, the backend is .NET only. So most of the Microsoft applications needs .NET. So we have to request the Windows team, or not only for SQL Server, .NET will be used for multiple applications. So as a checklist, Windows team will install .NET framework. Okay, so this is one of the software prerequisite. And of course, we need SQL Server software. Okay, we need SQL Server software. So this is also one of the prerequisite. And we need client, which is SSMS. Okay, this is your client. So using this client, okay, we will connect to the SQL Server, guys. So this is also one of the software. Okay, so to install the SQL Server, guys. And whereas comes to hardware requirements, as I said, hardware means CPU and memory. So memory generally for latest versions nowadays the minimum memory is, okay, 4 GB, guys. 4 GB RAM we need. I mean, for 4 GB means to get the maximum benefits we need 4 GB RAM. We can still use, this will be ranged from 1 GB to 2 GB, 1 GB to 4 GB. Okay, depends upon the version. Okay, you can set up a virtual machine with 1 GB to 4 GB. So to get good benefits and all, 4 GB generally will recommend. Will recommend 4 GB. That doesn't mean only we can install SQL Server if we have 4 GB RAM. No, because we will create 1 GB virtual machines, we'll create 2 GB virtual machines. Not like that. If we have 4 GB, it's recommended from Microsoft. Okay, 4 GB is the recommended RAM from the Microsoft. In the organizations, again, okay, 4 GB and all is very, very small. Minimum will use 8 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB RAM machines, 128 GB RAM machines. Okay, so different memory configurations will be there. Depends upon the application. It's completely depends on the application, guys. Okay, as I said earlier, one application can be small, one application can be big. Definitely, YouTube cannot run with 8 GB or 16 GB RAM, right? For sure, right? YouTube or Instagram or WhatsApp or Flipkart or Amazon or SBI net banking or HDFC net banking, very popular applications, right? So lot of customers are there. When there is a traffic, definitely we need more resources. And if you are using this very less, like less users are connecting, only few people are connecting. If it's a small application, okay, then of course for small applications we don't need very big machines and all. So it depends upon your application size. If it is a small application, simple applications, okay, 4 GB, 8 GB kind of machines are enough. If it is a big application, then definitely we need, okay, depends upon the application criticality. Some of the applications need 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 GB, 256 GB RAM machines, 512 GB RAM machines also. Okay, generally in the projects you can see with the different configurations, guys. Who is iPad? Someone joined with iPad. Please let me know your name. I'll rename it.
Raghuveer.
Raghuveer. Raghuveer. 1 minute. Raghuveer. Okay, fine. Right. Okay, guys. So memory ranging from 1 GB to 4 GB. Okay, ranging from 1 GB to 4 GB memory we need to install the SQL Server. CPU is also like again CPU. It depends upon the application. So minimum like we need. These are all minimum configurations. Again, we don't install SQL servers on minimum configurations in the organization. As I said, okay, in general also it will be on an average. If it is a non-production also, non-production generally users will not connect to the non-production like a public. So we don't use Amazon test servers, right? In the public, we don't use SBI net banking test servers and all. To test it in the organization, there is a separate team. 10 people or 20 people or 100 people or 1000 people will connect. So limited people will connect. So non-production servers, we don't need big configurations and all. Okay, so normal configurations are enough. Otherwise, because see, in the organization everything is very valuable, guys, including the storage, RAM, storage, okay, CPU. These are all very valuable resources. It's not like you can create any machine. So auditing will be there. So as an architect, I mean not you, the architect team will design based on the application size and all. Okay, based on the application size and all. Architect team will design, guys, how much memory they need, how much RAM they need, how much storage they need. So based on that only we will get the requirements. Okay, so the CPU, it can be like from minimum one core to, okay, depends upon the requirements. Generally, um, two core is like minimum requirements. So in general, this is the minimum requirements. But in the organizations, will use, okay, 8 core CPUs, 16 core CPUs, 32 core CPUs. Like how big the core is, that much powerful the machine is. Okay, how big the RAM is, that much powerful the machine is. If the RAM is very, I mean, it's if we are using more RAM, the machine is powerful. If you are using more CPU, the machine is powerful. Okay, so it depends upon the requirements. Generally, okay, we are going to set up the memory CPU as per their requirements. As I said, first it will be informed to the Windows team. Windows team will create the machine as per the users or the application owner requirements. So RAM, memory, generally it's not our headache. Okay, so already the Windows machine will be there. If Windows machine is there means it's already configured with the proper RAM, proper memory and all. So you don't need to worry about this RAM, how much RAM we need to give, how much memory we need to give. We are not going to decide. As I said, architects will decide, and users will raise a request with this much specifications. I need a machine. That ticket will goes to the Windows team, and Windows team will create the virtual machine, and they will hand over it to the DBA team. So the virtual machine is ready with all the prerequisites. Our work is just to install the SQL server, guys. Okay, so this is the main thing that we have to do. So till last class, as I said, it will be done by the Windows team. From this session onwards, like SQL server installations and all we have to do. So I just started the virtual machine. Okay, so the machine is running. Now I am connecting to the machine, guys. Anyone facing any challenges in creating the virtual machine and doing RDP? Mm. How many of you created the virtual machine, guys, so far? Virtual machines and then like setting up the RDP. How many of you completed all the setup so far? Please raise your hands. Sorry. Okay. Sai, Siri, Leena, Omkar, Subhash, Apsar. Good. Prajna, what about you? Bhagya, Chanakya, Jayashree, Raghuveer.
We'll do it today, sir.
Why today? Any muhurtam?
So I was busy this whole.
If you miss, guys, okay, again, it will be like kind of a lot of things you have to practice. Okay, so if you are like align with me, like if you are completing the last week's class for this first Monday to Friday, so you'll be like you will be refreshed and you will be ready. Okay, your mind will be ready to accept the new things. Otherwise your mind will always think about the practice only, always. Okay, so these are small things. You don't need much time and all, just creating the virtual machines and all. Once the machine is ready, maybe whenever you have some time you can practice, but don't postpone these initial things, guys. Once you postpone the initial things, it will be keep postponing only. Okay, fine, don't miss that one. Try to complete it as early as possible. Fine. Okay, so now my machine is ready. I just connected to the VM. So, right. Okay, so this is how it will be in the organization also. The same kind of interface will be there. There will be no change at all. Okay, same how you can see the server in the organization also, the same server, the same screen, you can see everything same, guys. Okay, only the machine configurations can be different. Okay, this is just like a 3 GB machine, and the organization it can be a 16 GB machine, it can be 32 GB machine. Okay, it can be depends upon the configurations, the machine will be there. Okay, so whatever the machine is, what configuration it is, the process is same, process won't be changed. So now if I want to install SQL Server, okay, so what I have to do, I need SQL Server software. So where is the SQL Server software? How to copy the SQL Server software? Okay, if you go back to the previous session, I have attached the operating system, right? How I attached the operating system, guys? How I attached the operating system? Okay, Prajna.
Is in settings.
Right, very good. Right click, settings. Next. Next, what we have to do?
Storage.
Okay, very good, storage, right? So earlier to install the operating system, we have attached this OS ISO image. Okay, so now I need SQL Server. I want to install SQL Server, right? So now if I want to install SQL Server, I have to replace you. If one movie is completed, what you will do? In older days, you will remove that DVD and again you will put another DVD, right? So now OS installation is completed. Now I don't want this software. Now I have to install SQL Server. So I have to replace this operating system ISO image with a SQL Server ISO image. Okay. How to replace? Select the same Windows Server. Same process. Click on this disk and choose a disk file. Okay. So I already gave you the access to the softwares, right? I hope all of you downloaded. If not, please go to your Google Drive, your registered Gmail ID. Okay, Google Drive, left side you can see third option, shared with me. You can see, click on that shared with me. You can see softwares folder, download the softwares. Okay. Right. So now I'll start with the 2019 first because you'll know like the differences between 2019, 2022 and all. Slowly we'll migrate to 2020. As of now in the market, we have 2022. Okay, the licensed version. 2025 test copy is released. Licensed version is not yet released. Okay. Right. So I'm just selecting this 2019 software. And now earlier you can see here you can see Windows Server 2019. Now it was replaced with the SQL Server 2019. Okay, just click OK now. Right. So once it's attached here, where I can see that software in the server, guys? Where I can see the software in the server. Once it's attached in the Oracle VirtualBox, where I can see in the server. Where it will present in the server, guys? If I attached any software in the Oracle VirtualBox machine settings, where I can see that software in the server. Fine, very good. Go to your this PC. Okay, in the this PC, you can see D drive. Okay, so whatever softwares you are attaching here, okay, here in the settings and then in the storage, whatever softwares you are attaching here, those softwares, okay, you can see in the server D drive. It will be attached as a D drive in the server. Earlier, if you see, there is a different software. Now, if you see, once I changed that software from OS to SQL Server, you can see SQL setup X64 ENU. So you can see that software will be attached here. Then you might get one doubt. I don't know whether you are getting or not. Shanmukh, you said there will be no control to this environment, to this interface in the organization, correct? Who will control this interface, guys, in the organization?
Windows team.
Windows team.
Windows team.
As a DBA, will not have any
Windows team.
control. Okay, only servers will connect. Windows team, as they have to create the servers, they have to manage the servers, machines, and all. So this console, the virtual box console or VMware console, will be managed by Windows team only. Okay, we don't even have any permissions also to see this console. Then how to get the SQL software into the server, guys? So generally, as I said, we will only connect. Say, for example, we will get a request install SQL Server 2019 on a Windows machine WinAFLQ78TNJ92. Like that, we'll get a requirement. So simply, we'll open our laptop. We'll open RDP in our laptop. We'll connect to the this machine, and then we'll start installing the SQL Server. Okay, we don't come here. We don't attach the software and all. Then Shanmukh, in the organization, how we will get the software? In the organization, to copy the softwares, we will use a common mechanism called shared path. Okay. So any software, not only SQL Server, to copy the softwares in the organization, we will use, okay, shared path. Shared path, guys. So how this shared path look like? This shared path look like this, guys. Okay. So you can see double backslash server name or IP, okay, server name or IP backslash, okay, maybe any folder names. I'm just giving you as a reference, okay? Maybe like SQL softwares, like this, okay? Softwares, SQL Server, maybe SQL 2019. This kind of path will be there, guys. This kind of path will be there in the organization. Again, this is just a reference path. I'm sorry, 1 minute. Right. This is just a referenced path. This path, okay, you will get it when you joined in the organization. You have to check with your colleagues. Hey, what kind of shared paths we will use? Okay. So DBA team will use a separate shared path. Network team will use a separate shared path for their softwares and all. Every team will have their own softwares, right? So like that, to manage our inventory, we will have a shared path. This shared path will be accessible, shared in the sense, the meaning of shared. What is the meaning of shared, guys? Shared in the sense, it will be accessible from all the Windows machines. So whatever the path is there, generally Windows team will give access to this shared path to all the Windows servers. I mean, for the SQL related Windows servers. There are a lot of Windows servers. Some of them will use it for SQL server, some of them will be use it for some other applications. Okay. So Windows team will provide the access to this shared path to all the Windows machines, the SQL Windows machines. So then you have to get this path. So once you joined in the organization, there is a training called KT. KT means don't expect, okay? Okay. It's kind of a spoon feeding, nothing. KT means knowledge transfer. So the word is very powerful, but it in the field it doesn't actually. They will simply tell you, okay, their servers. It depends upon the person who is giving the KT. Very rare people, okay, you will get very rare people, okay, the mentor and all, like sometimes he is very good, he will explain with the diagrams and all. He will schedule a daily call once you join in the organization, maybe 10 days 15 days also he will schedule a daily call and he will give you the KT with neat diagrams with neat documents and all. Very few, if you are lucky you will get that kind of resource. If you are unlucky, or if they don't have a separate SQL DBA team, there is no KT. Okay, one person will give you some documentation. Okay, read this documentation. This is your KT. If you have any questions, come back to me. Okay, I'll guide to whom you have to reach. That's it. So it depends on the KT. In the KT, you have to ask all these things and also where we will get this shared path. What are the shared paths we will use? Okay, because without shared path, we cannot access, I mean to say, we cannot install anything. It can be a new SQL Server software installation. It can be a patching kind of thing. It can be some script runnings, script deployments and all. Everything will be there in the shared paths only. So you have to get the shared path. Maybe two, three shared paths will be there. Okay, already in place. So you have to get the list of the shared path. Sometimes, okay, this is a shared path will be accessible from all the servers. Sometimes you have to request access to the shared path. So all these things has to be done. Okay, once you are in the organizations, once you settled, so you have to request access to the shared path. They are going to give you the access. This shared path will be accessible. Okay, from all the servers, guys. So if you have a shared path, say for example, this is the shared path. This is example, right? So reference double backslash. It will be like this 10.10.10. Maybe 26 backslash. Okay. It can be a computer name or it can be an IP, guys. Software. So like this, I'll copy. So again, this is just a reference. The IP can be different in the organization, depends upon your project. So you will copy the shared path, okay, and then you will go to your server. You will connect to the server, right? You will open run Windows plus R. Okay, run shortcut is Windows plus R. You will open run here and you will just paste the shared path and then you will just click OK. Okay. So in our scenario, we will get the error because there is no such shared path existed. This is just for the reference purpose. If the path is not existed or generally if the path is not found, you will get an error. Okay, let me show you that error in a minute. You can see on the screen. automatically you will get it. Okay, like this. See, Windows cannot access the shared path. Check the spelling of the name. Okay, otherwise there might be a problem with your network. To try to identify and resolve network means there is no such shared path, it is saying. So like this, if the path is not existed, you can see error like this. Okay, network error kind of thing you can see. If the path is existed, simply a folder will be opened. There you can see the softwares, guys. Okay, so copy the software, right click, copy, paste here. Simply on the desktop or in the server, we can create one folder like softwares, control shift N to create the new folders, software. So from the shared path, you can directly copy the SQL server to the softwares folder, and then you can start doing the things, guys. Clear? In the organization, how we will copy the SQL software, is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
There is only one option called shared path. There is no other option. You cannot directly copy paste the software from your local laptop to the server. It don't allow you, first of all. It will throw you an error. Okay, so shared path is the only way to copy the softwares in the organization, guys. Okay, so in our case, we have already software, okay, attached, right? So simply what we can do is, this is our software, right click, open, okay, the setup file. You can see like this, SQL setup file. So once it's opened, just refresh this. Okay, you can see out of all these things, there are a lot of files, folders, and all, right? You can see one thing, and remember one more thing. Sometimes in the interviews, they might ask like this also: what will be the size of the SQL software? You cannot expect this actually, because no one will observe, and you are having 4 years, 5 years experience, and you did lot of installations. Generally, you can guess it. So to check whether you are a genuine candidate or fake, generally they will ask like this also: what is the size of the SQL software, guys? What is the size? Can you tell me? You can see answer on the screen. It is
1.3 GB.
One
it's
point.
it. What is there to think? So your SQL software generally depends upon the version. It will be ranging from 3 GB to, I mean to say, 1 GB to 3 GB. Latest versions like 2019, 2022, 2025, these are all like only 1 GB, 1.5 GB. The older versions, 2014, 2012, these are all like 2.5, 3 GB kind of thing. Okay, so you can tell latest versions, forget about the older versions, you can tell latest versions will be ranging from 1 to 1.5 GB. It's not actually a technical question, it's just a question to check whether you are a genuine or you are a fake DBA. They will ask you the server size. They might ask you like, can you tell me what is your in general size of the servers, how many CPU cores, how much memory? If you tell 2 CPU cores, that's it. Okay, our HR will get back to you. Okay, you have to always tell like this. Okay, minimum to minimum in the organizations. So you can tell we have various servers with a ranging of CPU from, okay, 4 core to you can tell like 64 core CPUs also. We have various machines with the memory ranging from 8 GB to 128 GB machines. You cannot tell a specific versions. You cannot tell a specific size. We have to tell a range only. Okay, as I said, if you tell 32 core and 128 GB machine, so all the machines are configured with the same configurations like that, immediately they will ask a follow-up question. Then you will be stuck. Okay, so you have to always tell the range in the organizations. As I said, small applications will be there, big applications will be there, critical applications will be there, non-critical applications will be there, private applications will be there, public applications will be there, internal applications will be there, external applications will be there. So different applications needs different configurations. You cannot specific, you cannot pin to a specific configuration. So you can tell the ranging. Okay, sometimes they will ask you these kind of questions also: what is your server sizes and all, how many servers you are using in your project, what are the server sizes, what are the database sizes. Okay, so slowly we'll discuss. So this is how you have to manage such kind of interview questions, guys. Now the software size generally 1 to 1.5 GB, latest versions, just highlight that latest versions. Okay, will be ranging from 1 to 1.5 GB like that. So just open this setup file. Now you can see out of all these files, you can see the type of the files, only one is showing application. Okay, so which is setup file. So how to open this setup file, guys? If any application type file is there, how to open this application type files? We have already
Run as
discussed.
administrator.
Very good. Always open the setup file with a run as administrator. Okay, select this run as administrator. It will be opened, and once you open the setup file, remember guys, uh, an application will be opened called installation center. Okay, installation center. Installation center is very important. So from the installation center only, we'll do all the things related to the installations, upgradations. Okay, everything you can do using the installation center only. Okay, so now it is opening, guys. You can see the version here on top. Okay, so which version of SQL Server you are trying to install, you can see here. Okay. Right, this is called SQL Server Installation Center, guys. Okay, so you can see hardware in case if you want, like there are lot of pages. Left side you can see page, PAGE page, planning page, installation page, maintenance page, tools, resources, advanced options. These are all different pages. On the right side you can see the options, like in the planning phase. If you want to see any hardware and software requirements, complete list of hardware and software requirements, to be honest we don't need, because the machine is already configured with the hardware and software requirements, and we don't use minimum requirements. We will use always, okay, the specific requirements as per the application users and all. So you can see, in case if you want to see what are the hardware and software requirements, you can see the hardware and software requirements, security documentation. These are all mostly kind of a documentation related things, guys. Mostly kind of a documentation related things in the planning phase. Now the next page is installation. Okay, so again guys, lot of options will be there here. As per our requirement, we'll touch each and every option. Okay, as per our requirement. So don't expect like everything will be discussed on the first day. Slowly, say for example, few things you can see cluster installation. These things will be discussed during the cluster class only. Okay, so whatever we need now, slowly we'll go phase by phase, phase by phase. So now installation. So now under the installation, you can see other options like new SQL Server installation. Like this, you can see few options. So all these things, okay, will be covered slowly, guys. In case if you want to upgrade from previous version to the, okay, next version, you can use this. So this will be covered in the upgradation class. So by the end of the course, maybe you will get an idea, okay, what kind of things, what and all options, what are the uses of each option. So everything will be managed, okay, using this installation center, guys. Like this you can see. Now let's go to installation. Right, there are two types of installations, okay, or there are two types of machines, we can say. One is standalone machines. Okay, two types of machines. One is standalone machines. What is meant by standalone, guys? Second one is cluster machines. What is meant by standalone? Standalone in general meaning
Single machine.
a standalone building. Meaning, what is the meaning of that standalone? Standalone means in
Single
general we can
machine.
say single. Very good. Single machine. Standalone means in general single machine. If you are installing a SQL server in a single machine, you have to select one option. If you are installing, what is the opposite word of singular? I mean, what is the this one opposite word, or I can say plural? Okay, so
Multiple.
multiples. So there are two installations. One is installing SQL Server on a single machine. Another one is installing SQL Server on a multiple machines. that is called standalone installation, cluster installation. Okay, standalone installation, cluster installation. So we'll start with the single machine first. So if you see here, new SQL Server standalone installation. Okay, so which option I have to choose? For cluster installation, this option you have to choose. So as of now, we don't know what is cluster and all. So we'll be discussing the HADR advanced concepts. So there you will get to know the cluster installation. So now we'll start with the standalone installation. So first you have to select this option, new SQL Server standalone installation, or add features to an existing installation. Select this option.
Standalone installation means it is for one user at a time?
No, not
Okay.
like that. Installing SQL Server on one machine. That's it. Okay, not one user and all. You can add multiple users to access. Okay. So if you see here, let me go back to the virtual box. If you see here, this is one standalone machine. Okay. If you see here, these are all group of machines. We can say this one and this one group of machine. So if you are installing same SQL Server on group of machine, that is cluster. If you are installing SQL Server on a single machine, that is standalone. That's it. Standalone means not for single user and all. Okay. Installing SQL Server on a single machine. Yes, Nagesh, please.
It's also called as independent of it.
Maybe you can say like that. The technical word is standalone. Maybe you can say independent kind of thing. Okay. Right. So let me go back to the server. Right. So it will open like this. Once you click on this link, first option, it will open like this. Okay. So here you can see addition. Okay. So addition means limitations to the features, guys. What is meant by addition? Addition. Okay, means limitations to the feature. So we have different editions in the SQL Server, guys. Okay, that means we have free editions, we have paid editions. Free editions and licensed editions or paid editions. Okay, free editions and paid editions. Under free editions, we have Express edition, Evaluation edition, and Developer edition, guys. These are all free editions. Express, Evaluation, and Developer edition. So these are all free editions. But remember one thing, free editions you cannot install on the production servers. As I said in the beginning of the sessions, why we can't install on the production servers, guys? We have different types of environments, mainly two: production environment, non-production environment. Production environment means live environment. The applications that you can see now, that you are using now, those applications are coming from the production environment. Whereas non-production environment is for testing purpose. Okay, in the non-production environment, we have different types of environments: test servers, dev servers, QA servers, UAT servers, stage servers. Okay, stage servers. These are all different non-production servers. Okay, so production servers are live servers, very important application critical important servers, guys. These are all application critical. If you use free editions in the production, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Technically nothing will happen. It will work, but the challenging part is Microsoft is selling the product. Is that okay if we can use Microsoft product for free? No, right? You cannot use, because you are doing the business. When you are doing the business, you have to buy the mall. So for this, the mall is SQL software, Windows software, licenses you have to buy. These are all free editions. Okay, these are all free, right? I'll install it in my production servers. As I said in the beginning of the sessions, Microsoft will do audit. Every year it will come. The staff from Microsoft will come to your company and they will audit. They will see how many SQL servers you are using, how many licenses you took, how many licenses you are paying, how many licenses you are using, whether you are paying, whether there is a balance, legally you are using or illegally you are using. So they will run some PowerShell scripts and all. They will find out, okay, whether you are paying enough. I mean to say the licensing and all, the fee and all you are paying properly or not. They will check. If they found that you are not using, if they found that you are guilty, immediately they will go for, okay, legal actions. They will file a suit on you, and then of course legal actions will be proceeded. Legal challenges and all will be there. They will they will again implement fines of 10 times, 20 times, because that's the legal matter. So you cannot install these editions, any of these editions in the production servers. Okay, Express edition, which is completely free. This is completely free, but there are a lot of challenges in the Express edition. Okay, as I said, um, the max database size is only 10 GB. You cannot go beyond 10 GB. If you are using Express edition, it will support only a database size up to 10 GB. If your database is growing more than 10 GB, Express edition is not suitable. And again, the first important point is these are free editions. You cannot use it in the production environment. Only you have to use it in the non-production environment if you want. Evaluation edition, guys. Evaluation edition also completely free for 6 months. After 6 months, again you have to, okay, upgrade your edition, or you have to uninstall and you have to install. Okay, this is also free. Again, this also you cannot use it in the production servers. Next one is developer edition. This is free from, okay, from which version, guys? Can anyone tell me developer edition is free from which version? From 2017 onwards. Okay, from 2017 onwards, the developer edition is free. It's almost equals to production edition, guys. Sorry, enterprise edition. I'll tell you what is enterprise edition. Edition means simple, guys, very simple. For example, if you go to matrimony site, there are different plans will be there, right? A
San-
free plan, right? Free plan will be there.
Shanmugh,
Yes, Raghuveer, please.
developer edition was available in 2008 also, 2005 also.
It was available, but free from 2017 onwards. Okay, so earlier you have to pay
What is
license.
meant by free?
See, very simple. Free means you can use it for free in the lower environment. Developer edition is there from 2000 SQL or 2000 onwards. But up to 2016, you have to pay money to use this developer edition.
No, for developer environment, it was earlier also free.
Who said like
But there has some limitation, like we
no?
cannot go beyond
Just
2 or
go.
3 nodes.
No. Go and check once. Okay. Developer edition is free from 2017 onwards, not from 2008 and all. Just check once.
Okay.
Yeah. So developer edition, this is actually a big leap from the Microsoft. Okay. Because other software products, it is getting lot of competition from other software products like Oracle and all. And one more marketing strategy is, remember, simple logic. In one application, we will have two types of environments. What are those? Non-prod and prod. So prod will be less number of servers. Prod, if you see non-prod on an average, as I said, okay, non-prod, if you go and see, prod only one environment, that is production, okay, which is live. Non-prod, we have 5 environments. In the non-prod, we have test, dev, stage, UAT, and different organizations, different names. Okay, what else? QA. So in each environment, you have to install SQL Server for one production live server. Here you will use only one for one application, one or two. But here, how many servers you are using? 5 servers. Imagine if 5 servers, if you are before 2017, if you want to install developer edition, you have to pay money. Okay, so now for 5 servers, 5 licenses you have to take for developer edition. If it is express edition and all, that is different thing. For developer edition, 5 licenses you have to take for all these 5 environments. So what Microsoft did is from 2017 onwards, the developer edition is free. Means 2017 version onwards, not from 2017 year. SQL Server 2017 onwards, SQL Server 2017, SQL Server 2019, SQL Server 2022. So the developer editions are free. So if your lower environment is 2017, are you going to use your higher environment like 2012? Is it like that? Generally, the environment should be same version, right? If your lower environment is lower version, your production also will be the same version. If you are using 2012 here, because this is for testing purpose, testing you will use 2012 and production you don't use 2019, right? Same versions you will use. Okay. So what happened here? For the marketing strategy, they made it free from 2017. So those who are using the older versions like 2012, 2008 and all, as 2017 onwards the developer edition is free, they are going to save almost 5 licenses. So they will start upgrading to 2017. If their lower environment is upgraded to 2017, technically they have to upgrade their higher environment also to 2017. So they are going to get extra money. And marketing wise, you are upgrading the completely, you are upgrading the environment. So they are going to get new licenses for the newer versions, and they are going to upgrade their older environments, like whatever environments they are using, that are versions they are using previously 2008, 8 or 2, these kind of things, or 12, they will try to upgrade to 2017, as 2017 developer edition is free. Okay guys, this is the marketing technique. So that is the big leap from the Microsoft actually. Okay, from 2017 onwards, the developer edition is, they made it free. So when you upgrade your lower environment, either 2017 or 2019, automatically you have to upgrade, you have to change your higher environment also to the latest versions and all. Okay, so these are the developer edition, different free editions we have in the market. We have paid editions. As I said, free editions we cannot use it in the production, right? So paid editions only we have to use. So under paid editions we have standard edition and enterprise edition. These are all very important editions, guys. Standard editions generally very rarely we will use it. Okay, there are some challenges with the standard edition in terms of CPU, in terms of memory. Guys, edition in the sense very simple, limitations to the existing features, you can say addition. Okay, so here these are all free, but what is the limitation? You cannot use it in the production. Here in the paid editions, mainly we have, these are main editions, guys. Apart from this, we have other editions also, compact edition, web edition, different editions also there. They are not so famous in the market. You can see only, mainly you can see these three editions: standard, enterprise and developer edition. Mainly these three editions you can see. So nowadays, earlier you can see Express edition, Evaluation edition. Once the developer edition is free, okay. So now you can see only, maybe if it is a lower, a very lower environment like 2005, 2000, maybe you can see Express edition and all, Evaluation edition and all. But nowadays you can see most of the editions will be like these editions only. Your standard, enterprise and developer edition. Developer edition will be used in the lower environments, non-prod environments. In the enterprise, in the production, you will use either standard or enterprise. Standard is having limitations. So if it is a mission critical applications, mostly you will use enterprise edition only in the organizations, guys. Okay, most of the softwares will be enterprise editions only in the production. In the non-production, most of the softwares will be developer edition only. There is no difference between developer and enterprise. All the features are same. Only difference is, as it is free, you cannot install it on the production. You have to install enterprise edition in the production servers, guys. But installing developer edition, production, enterprise edition, the installation process is same. There is no difference at all. Only difference is here. Okay. If you want to install a free edition, you have to specify, okay, Express or developer or evaluation edition. You have to specify here. If you want to install a paid edition like standard or enterprise, you will have a product key. You know this, right? Every software will have a product key to check the license. Okay, so this product key you can get it from your colleagues and all, and here you have to provide the product key, or if you use enterprise edition, automatically the product key will be populated here. Okay, you can simply just go to next, like that you can manage, guys. This is the only difference. Remaining everything is same. Okay, installing a developer edition is same as standard edition and enterprise edition. So I am going to install a free edition, which is developer edition, guys. Okay, developer edition. Go to next. Right. So license terms, every software will have this license terms agreement. So you have to accept that I accept the license terms and privacy statement. Go to next. Right. Now here you can see Microsoft SQL Server. To install, it will check whether this server, the Windows machine that I am using, is suitable or not. Okay, if you see here, it will run some global rules. It will check whether the machine that you are installing SQL Server, the Windows machine that you are installing the SQL Server, is a suitable environment or not. It will check by running some global rules. If you see that global rules, you can see the rules like this. Okay, total 8 rules are there. All 8 are passed successfully. There are no failed rules, no warnings, no skipped. Remember one thing, imagine out of 8 rules, if one rule is failed, you cannot proceed. You cannot see this next but the next button. Next button will be grayed out. Okay, you see here next button is highlighting, right? I can go to next. But if any of the check is failed, generally next button will not allow you to go to next screen. So the theme is either all has to be passed successfully, or warnings also fine, or skipped also fine. But out of 8 or 18 or 80, if one check is failed, you are not allowed to proceed further. For example, the best practice is restart computer. So generally, the best practice is before and after installing. Remember one thing, before and after installing the SQL Server, always you have to reboot the Windows machine. It's best practice, guys, because Windows team will do lot of things. From where we are getting this machine, Windows team will create the virtual machine. They will install some softwares. They will install OS. They will install some third-party softwares like antivirus and all. Sometimes they might restart. Sometimes they will not restart because their work is done. Okay, so it will come to us. So best practice is before installing SQL Server, reboot the Windows machine. After installing the SQL Server, also reboot the Windows machine. These are very important and best practices, not only during the installation, during the patching also. Before patching, after patching, you have to reboot. During the upgradation also, before upgradation, after upgradation, you have to reboot. Now tell me, installing SQL Server is a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity? Type your answers in the chat quickly. Yes or no. Installing SQL Server is a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity? Tell me, guys. Type your answers in the chat quickly. Yes means it's a downtime activity. No means it's not a downtime activity. Right, okay. So now let me check, okay. Nagesh more, it's a downtime activity. Leena, no. Jayashri, no. Not relevant DB is still not installed. Very good, Ravindra. Subhash, yes. Apsar, yes. Gauri, yes. Omkar, no. Raj, yes. Sai Siri, yes. Sonali, yes. Chanakya, yes. Okay. Now, what is meant by downtime activity? First, tell me, guys. What is a downtime activity? What is the meaning of a downtime activity?
If there is any impact on the other services while doing this work, that is
Very
called
good.
downtime.
Very good. Very good, Sonali. Good point. Okay. So now imagine this is the, you can see the same, right? Application, A to B application. This is the A to B application. This one, okay? Application owner he is, this is the A to B application. So if I got a requirement, then only Windows team will create the machine, right? Once Windows team is created the machine, then only I can install the SQL server in this machine, correct? Once I install the SQL server, then only I can create the databases. Once I created the databases, then only I can map any application to this database. Is it clear, everyone? Tell me, guys, is it clear? This flow is clear, right, everyone?
Yes.
Now, imagine this is a new server. Of course, the new requirement, okay, we will have requirements like this. If you got any new application, I have to install from the scratch. Where you have to install from the scratch, it's not a downtime activity because it's a new server. Application is not yet ready. Application is not live. Where is the concept of downtime? If the application is down, see for example, application is already installed, the database is already installed, application is connected to this database. Now you want to restart. When you restart, what will happen to the application? It will be down. So that's why downtime activity will call it as. So if it is already up and running, if it is already established, if it is already configured, if you restart the server, the services will be down, so the application will be down. So that's a downtime activity. If it is a new server, if it is a fresh server, nothing is installed, there is no concept of application connectivity, it's a fresh, it's from scratch you are doing, it's not a downtime activity. Is it clear, everyone? Installing SQL Server is a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity? So the answer is what? The answer is yes and no. Okay, the answer is yes, it's a downtime activity, and on the other hand, the answer is no, it's not a downtime activity. Depends upon the installation. I'll tell you. If it is a fresh installation, it's not a downtime activity because nothing is there to down. So it's not a downtime activity. Imagine I can install multiple copies of SQL servers in one Windows machine. Imagine today I installed one SQL server. After 1 year, the customer is asking you to install one more SQL server in the same machine. If you want to install SQL Server, what you have to do? You have to restart the Windows machine. Already one SQL Server is up and running in this machine. So when you restart the server, the application will be down. So in this scenario, is it a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity, guys? Tell me. Tell me, guys. Open your mouth.
Yes.
Already SQL Server
Yes.
is up and running. You are trying to install one more SQL Server on the existing machine. So while installing, you have to reboot the Windows machine. So when you reboot the Windows machine, all the SQL servers that are running in the Windows machine will be restarted. So application will be down. So installing SQL Server is a downtime activity or not? It's a downtime activity if it is an existing installation. It's not a downtime activity if it is a fresh installation. Is it clear, guys, everyone? Any
Yes.
questions, doubts so far,
Yes.
please? Right, okay. So fine. So now what I have to do, as I said, you have to restart. See, one of the computer, one of the
When you
check is,
reboot the SQL server,
yeah,
when
yes.
you reboot the SQL server before installation, after installation, there is no need of permission of client.
Uh, one thing is we don't reboot the SQL server. Okay, we will reboot the Windows machine. If you want to install a second copy, there is no meaning of restarting the first copy. Okay, you will restart the whole Windows machine. So whatever SQL servers are there in that Windows machine, your question is valid, but maybe the word you use it right, it will be different. You cannot say when you restart the SQL server, we are not restarting any SQL server. If it is a fresh copy, there is no way to restart because we didn't install right to restart. When we will restart the SQL server, if it's the existing copy. So if the server SQL server is already installed, okay, it's a downtime activity. So that time, as I said, all the downtime activities, remember one word called a downtime activity. Whenever I used a word called a downtime activity, you need approvals. Okay. Whenever I used a word called downtime activity, by default, you need approvals. Clear up, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if any SQL server is already installed, and if you are installing a second copy, and he is the owner of this server, okay, so it needs restart. You are installing second copy, right? If some other guy is asking to install, if the same guy is asking, okay, no issues. If the other guy is asking you to install one more copy here, okay, what you have to do, you have to get the approvals from this guy, application owner. Once you approved, then only you restart. He will tell you when to restart. Okay, once he approved, okay, Saturday night 12 o'clock you can restart. Oh, no, 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 Saturday night 12 o'clock I am going to second show movie. You cannot say like that. You should be available in the shift 24/7. We are the doctors. Okay, so he will tell you night 12 o'clock or night 2 o'clock you have to, okay, restart the server. So that time only who is available in the shift, you have to assign these tasks to that guy. He will restart. That doesn't mean you only have to connect at night 2 o'clock. Someone will be available 24/7, right? Duty doctors. So you have to inform to duty doctor. So he is going to restart the Windows server, or he will restart it in the morning. You can install the SQL server once he restarted. So that's how it will work, guys. Clear? Downtime activity and all. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Fine, right? So let me go back to this. So now if any of the computer, for example, restart computer is failed, what is the solution here? Simply you have to cancel all the windows and you have to restart the computer, and again you have to, okay, install the SQL server. This is how it will be. So most of the things will be from the Windows team only. Most of the checks will not be failed, 99.99. Sometimes there is a chance this restart computer check will be failed. The solution is you have to cancel all the windows and you have to simply restart the Windows server. Again, you have to open the setup file. Again, you have to go and then it will be fixed, guys, like this. Go to next. Now, this is a Microsoft update. While installing, it will check any new updates are there. If any new updates are there, it will try to apply the updates while installing itself, while installation itself. Now the thing is, updates means from where you will get it, guys. From where you will get the latest updates generally. Generally, from where you will get the latest updates. Internet, right? From the internet, right? Remember one thing: servers will not be configured with the internet because of the attacks. No production servers will have the internet. If they are exposed to the internet, there is a chance that attackers can easily enter into the server, they can attack. Okay, so that is the reason servers will be interconnected each other. That is called intranet. Internet, intranet. Servers will be interconnected each other called intranet, but servers will not be connected to the public. So for the security purpose and all, so it cannot download any new updates. Okay, so internet won't be there in the servers. You will not get it unless and until if any Windows is accepting opening any port, then only you will get the internet to the server. By default, you will not get the internet. Okay, so to download the updates, we need internet. So in the organization, we will not have any internets and all, right? So simply no need to select anything here. You can simply go to next. You will get a red cross mark here. So that is expected only. Okay, product updates. So there are no product updates like that it is showing because now it's just connected to the internet. In our case, it's connected to the internet, but in the organization, it won't connect to the internet, guys. Okay. Right now, it is installing some set of files. It is trying to install some set of files to install it is copying the dump actually to install the SQL Server product. So once the set of files are installed, then we can go to next and then we can select the options, okay, for further installation and all. So it will take a minute or 2 minutes to install this.
Hospital. Hi, Shah.
Yeah, Linda, tell
When
me.
Yeah. In the global rules, you said that most of very rarely we fail with the restart computer. But in one of the worst scenario, if other one of the rules are
You have to
failed,
check with the
then
Windows team. You have to check with the Windows team by just taking
Windows
the
team.
screenshot. Yeah,
Okay.
Windows.
From that doctor's private hospital.
Where are you, in the hospital or what?
No, actually, my father is not well. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. Good, good. Appreciate your efforts.
Shanmugh, I have one question.
Yes,
Uh,
Ravinder.
Free editions are, you told earlier, free editions are not installed in production. It's a technically not possible or not, not
No, no. As I said, you can install, okay? As I said, you can install any software. It's not like that software don't understand this is a production server, it's a non-production server. It's our categorization.
yes.
You can install, okay? But legally you cannot install. It's not a good thing, okay? You cannot use the licensed
Okay.
product for free, right? The Microsoft is going to lose a lot of money. If everyone can do like that, who will
Okay.
buy the Microsoft product? Of course, Microsoft will not get the revenue.
Okay.
Then Microsoft cannot invent the new versions. The evaluation will be stopped. Okay, technically you can install, but it's not ethically it's not good to install. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now again some global rules. Okay, you can see some rules is just passed. You can see some warnings and all. Warnings are fine. It don't create any problem. Okay, so if any errors are there, it will create the problem. So just go to next. So now in this, just listen carefully. Easy guys, don't worry, don't take the headache and all. Again, I'll tell you. Okay, you don't worry. So just try to concentrate. Feature selection screen. Okay, what is this guys? Feature selection screen. So what and all features you need? As I said, SQL Server will be used to store the data, to process the data, to retrieve the data. To do all these things, we need a database engine, guys. And here you can see there are two things, instance features. Let me highlight. There are two portions here. One is instance features. This section, instance features. And the second thing is shared features. Okay, these are all shared features. So you can say from here, shared features. So Shanmukh, what is the difference between instance features? We can say specific features. These are all specific features. And the below are the shared features. Okay, these are specific and these are shared features. These are shared features. Now, what is the difference between specific and shared features, Shanmukh? Imagine you are staying in a PG. When you are staying in a PG, PG means, you know, right, hostel. Okay. Paying guest. Right. When you are staying in a PG, you will have your specific things and you will have the shared things, correct? You will have your own things and you will also have the hostel also, the management also will provide some shared things. Can you tell me what are the specific things that you will have and what are the shared things that you will get when you are in the PG? Your own things. What are your own things generally?
Your clothes.
What is that? Notes.
Clothes.
Clothes.
Your
Okay.
dresses,
Dresses.
outfits.
Okay. Very good. Outfits. Nice. Next.
Your shampoo, your
Shampoo. Okay. Very good.
soap.
Very important things, right? Shampoo. These and all. Okay. Fine. But the other important things, your laptop, your mobile phone, your utensils, whatever, like your plate, glass, whatever it is. Those are your own things, correct? Shade features. What are the shade features that you will get it from the PG?
Room,
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 washing machine,
washing
umbrella,
machine,
internet,
internet, very
internet,
good. Internet, nice. Next,
mm,
maybe refrigerator, AC,
refrigerator,
TV,
washroom,
electricity,
Cupboards.
Yes.
washroom. You tell me commode, everything and all. Huh? So these are all shade features. So shade features will exist either per floor or per room. Depends. Means those are all shared. So if you are like new to the PG, they will not provide you a separate fan for you. They will not provide you a separate AC unless and until if you go for a individual room. Okay, single sharing and all. So if you are go with the double sharing, triple sharing, then of course the things will be shared. The Wi-Fi, especially Wi-Fi, will be shared. If you are joined in the PG, they don't set up a new Wi-Fi for you, right? So the floor, whoever there in the particular floor or the building, they have to use the same common Wi-Fi. The fans common, shared, refrigerator shared, washing machine shared. Okay, so all these things are shared. So shared features will exist once per the machine. Is it correct or not, guys? Okay, for the whole room, one fan, one AC, one washing machine. So once per the machine they will exist. Whereas specific things, you are one person. If another guy is joining, again he will get his own phone, he will get his own laptop, he will get his own plate, he'll get his own clothes, he'll get his own bag, he'll get his own utensils, whatever they are using. Okay, everyone specific features are bound to the particular person. Shared features are shared among the people. So in this Windows machine, okay, the shared features I'll install only once. Are you getting the point, guys? I can install multiple copies of SQL servers in one Windows machine. How many copies I can install, guys? I can install 50 copies in one Windows machine. Okay, are you getting the point, guys? I can install 50 SQL servers in one Windows server. Okay, 49 plus 1. I'll tell you what is that 49 plus 1 logic. Okay, I can install 50. 49 plus 1 means 50. Okay, Shanmukh 48 plus 2 also 50 only. But I'll tell you the logic 49 plus 1. I can install 50 copies of SQL servers in one Windows machine, guys. Means imagine the machine is a PZ, Windows server is a PZ. In this PZ, how many students can reside, guys? How many students can stay in this PZ? Maximum how many students can stay in this Windows machine? 50 students. Clear? Each student is one SQL Server copy. So in one Windows machine, I can install 50 SQL servers. So Shanmukh, in the organization, do we really install like that? No. In the organization, one Windows machine is equal to one SQL server. We'll install only one SQL server on one Windows machine, because what is the problem if we install multiple copies in the same Windows machine? Guess it. What is the problem if I install multiple SQL servers in the same Windows machine?
Resources like memories.
Resources, that is one thing. Ravinder, your video is on. Just turn off your video.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Okay, resources, especially resource utilization. And very important thing is maybe resources you can manage, no problem. You can add extra memory, RAM and all. But the other important thing is, what is the challenge if multiple copies are installed in one Windows machine? You can guess it easily. Easily you can guess it. Just now we
Managing
discussed.
managing will be difficult.
Managing also easy, not an issue. Okay, we don't do anything. Everything are like in place only. One more thing. One more thing. You are almost closer to the answer. Just a while ago we discussed this point.
Running
Maintenance.
slow.
Features.
Downtime. Okay, if multiple copies are installed in one Windows machine, if you restart the Windows server, all the SQL servers will be restarted. So all the applications that are associated with each SQL server will be down. So that's why we don't recommend generally. But we can. Microsoft is giving feasibility that to install multiple copies. Okay, but we install only one instance per machine. Rarely you can see two instances per machine. Very rarely you can see three instances, max to max, if it is a production. If it is a non-production, 4 5 instances also will be there. But because non-production, it doesn't have any downtime concept, right? So non-production, you might have 3 4 copies also on Windows machine, but production mostly one SQL server in one Windows machine. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, about the shared
Yes.
features, specific features, everyone, is it clear? Don't hesitate, please ask. Is it clear about the shared features and specific
50
features?
copies means
50
SQL
copies
Server
means,
software.
yes, 50 SQL Server softwares. 50 times you can
Okay.
install, yeah, with different
Okay.
names.
Mhm.
Clear? Anything? Any questions, doubts? Please.
But means why in
Why?
personal only? But why people will go to copy the same
See,
SQL
it is
Server
a
software 50 times?
depends. If I have multiple, see, if I have, imagine if I have second application. Again, to
Mm.
support the second application, again I have to buy a new Windows server. Again, I have to buy the licensing of the Windows server. Again, I might not use all the resources properly. So to save the money, what I'll do for the other application also, I'll use the same Windows server. Okay, so Microsoft is giving feasibility. If you want, you can install 50 copies. That doesn't mean you can
Oh,
install 50 copies. As I said, if you install more than one copy, all the applications that are associated with the other copy will be down when you restart the same Windows machine. Or if the machine is corrupted, or if there is a problem with the power backup or power failures or something happened to the server, so all the applications will be down. So that's why we don't recommend installing multiple copies in one Windows machine. Okay, one machine, one SQL server will install. But Microsoft, to save your money, Microsoft is giving a feasibility. You can install multiple copies also. It's your own risk. Okay, guys, any questions, doubts, please?
It seems features are differ from version to version. It is essential to know all feature
No,
in
no, no,
every
no, no, no. It's
version.
very difficult to
Better
remember all
interview
the
question.
features. Generally, they might ask
Uh,
like this: what are the differences between 2019, 2022, 2022, 2025? You might get these questions. So important features you can remember, not like all the features and all. It's difficult to remember all the features.
yes,
Important
yes,
features
that's why
like
I'm
always
asking.
on and all kind of thing. Okay, you will get it. Don't worry. Yeah. Guys, are we good with the specific features, shared features? Any questions here, please? If no questions, take a break, come back after, okay? 10 minutes, we'll continue because installation will take time, as I said in the previous session. So just come back after 10 minutes and we'll continue the installation, guys, okay? I'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Sorry. Take some refreshment, then you can be back after 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So let's continue. Okay, so let's go back to the server. Right. So shared features, what and all shared features will select, what and all specific features will select. Okay. So let's check this, guys. See, for every installation, we'll select this specific feature. One is database engine. Second one is replication. One of the feature, I'll tell you what is replication and all, don't worry. Third one is full text semantic search. These three are important specific features that we will select for every installation. Okay, as I said, one copy you are installing now. For first copy, you will select specific and shared features. For the second copy onwards, you have to select which features, guys? You have to select which features from second installation onwards.
Share.
Oh, shared. Shared, what is the meaning of shared? First tell me what is the meaning of shared. As I said, just now I gave you an example. That's why I took the PG example. So for the second student, again they will install AC, again they will install refrigerator, again they will install washing machine. Shared, right? Those are all shared, right? Again they will install the Wi-Fi for second student. They are only going to set up only once. During the PG setup, they will set up all these things, shared features. So first time you will install specific and shared. This shared features will be used by the specific feature, specific instance. Okay, specific SQL server. So first time only we'll install shared features. Next time on all we don't install shared features. We'll install only specific features. First student comes, his own laptop, his own phone, his own clothes, whatever it is, outfit. Second student, his own laptop, his own phone, his own outfit. But the okay, the shared features, the Wi-Fi is shared, common. The washing machine, the refrigerator, those are all shared. Okay, we'll install only once. Okay, so what and all shared features will install? Okay, we'll install client tools. Wherever you can see client tools, you can select those. Client tools connectivity, client tools backwards compatibility, client tools SDK, SQL client connectivity SDK. These are all four shared features that we'll select. This is up to 2019, guys. We'll select the shared features. From 2022 onwards, you don't see shared features. It will be inbuilt. Okay, you have to simply select the shared specific features in the 2022 onwards, 2022, 2025. You have to select only specific features. Up to 2019, for the first time, you have to select a specific as well as shared. Any questions here, please? Any questions, doubts? Is it clear?
It means there is
between-
no concept of shared
Hmm.
feature from 2022, right?
It was there, but by default, it will be installed.
Okay, okay.
Okay, in the installation setup files itself, it will be installed. Guys, are we good with the specific and shared features, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Specific features will install once per copy. Shared features will install once per Windows machine. Now I am installing shared features, right? Next time if I want to install second copy, it will be disabled. This is AC, this is fridge, this is washing machine, this is Wi-Fi. So for the second student, again, you don't install all these things. Already they are in place. Is it clear, guys? Second installation, don't need to select any shared features. No need to select. Okay, but specific features you have to select. As I said, his own phone, his own laptop, his own outfit, everything. Is it clear? Specific and shared features. Everyone. Any questions, doubts so far, please? No? Okay. So you can see here instance root directory, whatever features that you are installing, it needs minimum 1736 MB and we have 19,000 MB free space available. So we have enough free space so we can install it. If you don't have enough free space, imagine if you are having less than 1700 MB in your disk, it will be failed. So proper free space is also required to install the SQL server. Okay, that's why hard disk minimum 4 GB like that will plan. Minimum configuration. And these features will be installed in this respective directories. This is called instance root directory. Shared feature will be installed in this directory and shared feature directory x86 bit will be installed in this directory. So you can change if you want, but I'll explain again. Okay. In general, in the organization, we'll use a separate path for that. I'll explain during my next classes. Go to next now. You have to remember these features, guys. Shanmukh, if customers are looking for more features, then how? Remember one thing, when you install or if you get any request to install SQL Server, there is a sheet called build sheet. In the build sheet, if customers are looking for any features, okay, application owner will fill this build sheet. Okay, so in this sheet they will mention what kind of features they need. So sometimes if they need SSIS, SSRS, see here, if you go back, you can see here, SQL Server Analysis Services, SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server Reporting Services. If they need these features also, SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, these features will be used to integrate the data from different sources to SQL Server, to present the reports, to prepare a reports, beautiful reports like Excel reports you can see, right? You can do reports using SQL Server data. Okay, so that one also will be managed using reporting services. Analysis services, you can analyze the data. If customers are looking for these services, they will select in the build sheet. They will mention, I need analysis services, I need reporting services, I need integration services. So if they selected, then only will select these features, guys. Is it clear? Integration services, analysis services. Looking for reporting services, download it from web. In earlier versions like 2016, 2017 and all, you can see reporting services here itself. You have to simply select the reporting services. So as a DBA, sometimes it's our responsibility to install SSIS, SSRS, SSAS components, guys. If customers are asking, again they will mention, we don't by default install because those are extra features. You have to pay extra licensing for that. Okay, everything is coming as a bundle. What features you need, based on that Microsoft will charge you. If you are selecting extra features, again you have to pay extra money. So if customers are looking for SSIS, RSAS, they will include in the build sheet. Whatever features other than this, they need other features, they will include everything in the build sheet. Based on that only you have to select the features here. Is it clear? They don't include shared features and all, because you know the what is the meaning of shared features. They don't know shared features, right? What components they are looking for, they will select those components in the build sheet. As per the build sheet, we will select the components. If they don't select any components, by default we'll select these three components from specific, and by default we'll select these four components from shared, guys. Clear? Are we good?
Sir, can we enable them later after we have
Yeah,
done with
very good question, very
installation?
good question, very good question. Guys, if you see here in the setup file, see, new SQL Server standalone installation or dash, or dash, add features to an existing installation, means Shanmukh, I forgot to select one feature. Can I install next time? Yes, whenever you want. Shanmukh, customer is asking more features after 1 year. Can I? Yes, you can simply open the same setup file. What features they want, select the features. So next time also you can add the features. That's why you can see add features. Add features to an existing installation. You can see here. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go to next now. Don't worry, maybe as we are okay new, so lot of new words maybe you are able to, you can hear now. Don't think like overloading and all, smoothly will go, because it's my responsibility to explain the things. I cannot go next and SQL Server. Initially, right, you might feel little heavy kind of thing, but again don't worry at all, keep practicing it, so you will slowly understand. Okay, it's not a big deal, guys. Simple only. Just keep practicing, keep listening and all. Okay, don't worry at all. Maybe all the words are new only, so don't worry at all. Okay. Now, if you see here, instance configuration. What is meant by instance, guys? Instance. What is an instance? Instance means one SQL Server software copy is called one instance. As I said, in one Windows machine, how many instances I can install? As a DBA, we don't call SQL Server. We'll call it as a SQL instance. One SQL copy is called one SQL instance, guys. Is it clear? So how many instances you can install in one Windows machine? Tell me, guys, how many instances we can install?
50.
50, 49
50.
plus 1. Okay, 50 instances. we can install in one Windows machine. Okay, right? 49 plus 1. What is this 49 plus 1, Shanmukh? There are two types of instances. Two types of instances. One is default instance. Second one is named instance. Technically, there are no differences between these two. There is no difference at all. Only naming wise. Default instance will take the computer name. Whereas named instance, you have to give the name. That's it. Only for the naming purpose. Remaining everything, every feature, everything is same. While connecting default instance, you have to give computer name. While connecting to the named instance, of course, while installing, you will give your own name. For default, if you see here, if you go to the server, if you see here, when you choose default instance, it's not asking any name, correct? When you choose named instance, see, it is asking the name, what name you want me to put. So named instance, okay, you have to give the name, your own name for the SQL Server. Default instance, no need to give the name. It was disabled actually. If you see, default instance will take the computer name directly. Okay, it will take the computer name directly. So that's why it's not asking for any name. So how many default instances I can install in one Windows machine? As I said, 50 instances, right? Out of 50, few can be named, few can be default. So how many default, how many named? 25, 25?
One
One
default and
default.
49.
Very good. We can install only one default instance. Remaining 49 are named instances only. Why one default instance, guys?
Computer has only one name only.
Take
Very
the
good.
computer name as default
Super.
name.
Super. A default instance will take computer name, right? Computer name cannot be shareable. Imagine we have two Ashoks here. Now we can see only one Ashok. Imagine if we have two Ashoks. Okay. Then if I call Ashok, who will respond, guys? Best case, both will respond. Worst case, both will not respond. So if my instance name is unique, I can easily connect. If I have two instances with the same name, to which instance I have to connect? While connecting by default, which instance it will connect? Technically, it will be a problem, right? So as it will take the computer name and the computer name cannot be shareable, so only one default instance I can install per Windows machine. Is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Why only one default instance and what is the logic behind 49 plus 1? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if it is clear, I'll ask one question. This is 2019 installation, right? I'm doing 2019 default instance I'm installing in this Windows machine. Type your answers in the chat. Can I install 2022 default instance in the same Windows machine? Type your answers in the chat. Can I install 2022 default instance? 2019 default instance I'm installing now. Okay, after this, can I install 2022 default instance in the same Windows machine? Type your answers in the chat. Chat quickly. If yes, yes. If no, no. If you don't know, akpak karvepak. Or inky pinky ponky. Same Ashok, in the organization, see, whatever we are doing now, the same thing we'll do in the organization, right? So if I am asking question means in the organization view only. Means if it is possible here, do you think it will not be possible in the organization? So there is no again organization concept. The same thing, everything the organization concept only we are discussing. So in the organization or in your local practice, I'm asking. Okay. Okay, guys. So most of you are responded very good. Nice. Upsar no, Sai Siri no, Subhash no, Chanakya not sure, Lena yes because it is a different sequencer version. Sonali no, Ashok no, Nagesh Moore no, Ravindra no. Omkar, no. Gauri, no. An organization, or okay. Fine. Good, guys. Very good, good, good. So most of the answers except Lena correct. Okay. The answer is no. I don't know whether knowingly you said no, or Akpak Karvepak no, or Inky Pinky Ponky no. But the answer is no. The same logic. There is no different logic. Imagine, Lena, imagine. Okay. If I have 2019 default instance, if I have 2022 default instance, both will share the same computer name, right? Correct, Lena?
Yes.
If I am trying to connect to the
Yeah.
SQL server, then is it going to connect to 2019 instance or 2022 instance? If I am giving a computer name. Difficult, right? Right? With the same name, logic
Yes.
is same, so it cannot connect to any instance. So the answer is no, you cannot install multiple default instances, even though from different versions. Okay, because it will take the computer name. As computer name is not shareable between multiple instances, so only one default instance copy I can install. Remaining all means 49 instances are named instances only. Clear, guys? 49 plus 1 logic, is it clear?
But is it possible to install the named instance of another version?
Yeah, you can install 49. 49. See, machine will support
That
49.
14,
That 49,
okay,
not per
that
version.
14 we
Not
can
per
install
version.
any version, huh?
Any version, as per the compatibility.
Okay,
This is Windows Server
okay,
2019, right? Windows Server 2019 will accept what and all SQL versions. It will accept to 2014,
okay.
2017, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. So any version you can install up to 2022 and 2025 also. But all should be limited to 50 only, 49 only.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Clear, guys? Right. So named instance, Shanmukh, how to give the name? Any naming specifications? Any naming conventions? Any limitations? Yes. Your instance name cannot be more than 15 characters. I'm just giving like this, batch 60 SQL server 2020 2019. See, I'm actually typing 2019. It is not allowing me. It is not at all allowing me. Okay, so I'm just typing 2. 1 minute, just 1 minute. Right. Okay. So I'm actually typing. See here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It will accept up to 16 characters, guys. More than 16, it don't accept. The instance name cannot be more than 16. Okay, first thing. Second thing is instance name should start with alphabets only. You cannot give like this 2019 SQL Server. What is the problem here? Is it a valid name? No, it's not a valid because as I said, it has to start with alphabets only. It cannot start with numbers. This is a valid name. Okay, that is second limitation. Third limitation is it will accept it don't accept any special characters other than dollar and underscore. Okay, limitations in the instance name. Let me add limitations in the instance name. First one is, what is the first one, guys? Instance name should start with dash
Alphabet.
alphabets. Okay. Second challenge is it will accept only how many characters? 16 characters.
16.
Okay, in the name. And third one is it will accept. It don't accept any special characters. Don't accept any special characters other than dollar and underscore. Okay, dollar and underscore. Only these two special characters it will allow, guys. So now tell me, SQL Server 2019, is it a valid name or it's not a valid name? Tell me, guys, quickly. We don't have time. SQL Server 2019 is a valid name or it's not a valid name?
It's not
Why?
because you just like space.
Very good. Is space a special character?
Yes.
Yes. Space is a special character. You don't accept. Now tell me, dollar SQL 2019. Is it a valid or invalid name?
Invalid.
Invalid. Why?
Alphabet. It should start with alphabet and no special character.
Okay, because it's a special character, so it don't accept. So is it a valid name? SQL Server dollar 2019. Is it a valid name or invalid name?
Valid name.
Valid name. Very good. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Is it a valid or invalid name?
Not
Invalid.
valid.
Invalid name because percentage is a special character. Okay. Is it clear, guys, now? And Shanmukh, who will decide this name? Your application owner will tell you. Don't worry about it. It's not like trial and error method. Valid, invalid, valid, invalid. Your application owner, hey, I need a name like this. Based on that only, you will simply copy paste that name here. So you don't worry what name I have to put Shanmukh. No. Okay. So don't worry at all. So I'm going to install default instance. I have a quick question for all of you. Try to respond quickly. Okay. I installed a default instance. Later, can I change it to named instance? A default instance can be converted into named instance, or a named instance can be converted into default instance. Just try. Don't worry. Yes or no. Just try. You can tell the answers. No problem. No need to type. Tell the answer quickly. Can I change or can I convert a
No,
default instance to named or named instance to default? Just a try.
no,
A guess. Others?
Probably no.
Hmm. So the answer is no, guys. We cannot convert, okay, default to named, named to default. Not possible. There is no such concept. Okay. If you want named, again, you have to install one more copy. That's it. Fine. So that is all about the instance configuration. And here in the below section, you can see installed instances. If any instance is installed, you can see what instance name it is. Instance ID means it will create a folder with this name. For a default instance, the instance ID is MS SQL Server by default. Remember this. The folders will be created with MS SQL Server. The services will be created with MS SQL Server for a default instance. For named instance, whatever name you are giving, it will be automatically populated here. See here, I am giving SQL Server 2019 B60. See, automatically, just click here. Automatically, it will be converted, changed here. So with this name, it will create a folder in your C drive. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL, and then here it is creating SQL Server 2019 B60. So like that, okay. So for default instance, it will take the same computer name and it will, while creating the folders, it will use MS SQL Server. While creating the services, it will use MS SQL Server. While connecting, it will take computer name. Okay, that is how the instance ID will be used. And as of now, I don't have any installed instances. This table is empty. You can see next time in the evening session, again, I'll install SQL Server. That time you can see one instance copy. You can see here. What is the instance name? What is the instance ID? Features, what features you installed, what edition you installed, what version it is, everything you can see. As of now, we don't have anything, right? So it's empty. Go to next. Is it possible to rename? Very good question, Lena. Named instance on request once it's created. Very good question. Uh, Technically, it is not possible. There is no straight forward method to rename. Okay.
Sorry. So what is the question she asked?
Question is whether we can rename the instance. For example, you created one instance SQL Server 2019 B60. Customer don't like
Okay.
that name. Customer is asking to rename. So is it possible to rename it technically? So the answer is straight away there is no option to rename. If you want to rename, you have to install another copy with the same name, the what name you want, and you can do backup and restore from old server to new server. Okay, there is no option to rename the instance. From the binaries, from the registry keys, we can do that, but in the future, you will get a lot of issues. Okay, so that's why there is no proper way to rename the instance as of now. Indirect way is there, but it's risky. Your instance will be corrupted. Right, now there is a concept called service account. Small concept, don't worry, I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. Okay, let's go back to the diagrams. This is my Windows machine. Ding, ding. Okay, I'll keep it here. Windows machine, and this is my SQL server. This is my Windows server. This border is my Windows server. This is my SQL server. In the Windows machine, I installed SQL server, right? So, what is the use of the SQL server first of all? What is the use of the SQL server, guys? What is the use of the SQL server?
Fetch, retrieve data.
What is that? To store.
To store the data, to process the data, to retrieve the data.
Very good. Right. Now, database. In the SQL server, we'll have database, right? This is my database. My application is connected to the database. So the main motto is to store the data. This is my application. Again, A to B, Adyar Ananda Bhavan. A to B .com is an application. Okay. Right. SQL server will be used to store the data. Where it will store? Where it will store, guys? Permanently it has to store, right? Where it will store?
Inside the database.
Where it will store? Database means database will have any option to store. In the database only
Storage.
it will store. Correct. It will be stored in the storage, right? Internally, the data will be written to the disk. Is it clear, guys? Internally, the data will be written to the disk. In the disk, you will have folders. This is, imagine this is your C drive. Okay. So internally, the data, whatever data is coming from the application, it has to write the data to the disk. Then only the data will be stored permanently. Otherwise, if the power is gone while inserting the data, okay, then there is a chance that your data will be lost. So there is an option, the data will be stored permanently in the disk. So once the data is stored permanently in the disk, even though the power is gone, okay, then you can able to maintain the data without having any data loss. So the data, whatever data is coming from the application, so where it will go at the end of the day? Where it will go, guys? End of the day, where it will go? To the disk. Okay. So someone should be there to write the data. Imagine you are ordering a sweet in the Adyar Bhavan, Adyar Anand Bhavan. Let me show you the application. You'll get an idea. A to B, ding, Adyar Anand Bhavan Sweets.com. Okay. Hygiene. Online order, corporate order. Adyar Anand Bhavan. Sweets, I want sweets. KR Pro. Inform location. Online order, corporate order. But early signal. Okay, jalebi. Sweets ready to cook. Okay, fine. So now simply this is my AB Adiyar Anand Bhavan sweets.com application. So I'm just ordering this one, Badam Milk Ready Mix. Okay. So when I select this Badam Milk Ready Mix, of course, it will ask the details. So it will be added to the cart. Then how I'll order it, guys? I'll give my person. Of course, now you can see here how it is collecting the data. It will ask my mobile number or it will ask my email. I can just log into this email by just giving my details. Then of course it will ask the address to which location it has to be delivered. And then of course payment details. Payment you can do through card, through GPay, phone pay, whatever you pay service or net banking. So you are giving lot of details here. Okay, you are selecting this item, you are selecting this item and different items you'll select. So it will generate a query in the backend, correct? What query it will generate? Insert into, okay, table name, maybe orders, okay, values, 1, comma, maybe like this badam mix, okay, badam mix, and something like the rate is 169 and something the location is Kyarpuram and the customer is Shanmukh. So like this it will generate a record, correct? It will generate a record and this record, okay, customer, I am the customer, I am accessing the application, okay? I am the customer, I am accessing the application. I am ordering the sweets, okay, by just connecting. So it will generate a data here like this. If you see here, it is generating a data. So this data, what will happen, guys? This data will be moved like this from the application. Control G. So this data has to be stored because it has to process the order, right? It cannot simply take my money and it cannot like disappear, right? So it has to process my order. Tomorrow, maybe after it has to for the validation, for the auditing purpose and all, it has to store the data permanently. So this record will go like this, like this, like this, like this, go to the database. Database cannot hold the data. Database will store the data in any of the drive. So it will write the data to the disk. To process this order again, they will open, right? The people, the employees will open this order to process this order. They have to retrieve the data again. They will open the order and they can see the application. They will use their own application to see the data. So to write the data to the disk, to retrieve the data from the disk, someone should be there. Who is that guy? That guy is called service account. Who is that guy, guys? Service account. So service account will help to write the data to the disk, guys. This service account will help to write the data to the disk. Is it clear, everyone? So if it has to write the data to the disk, who can enter into the disk, guys? Who can enter into this disk? If you don't have permissions on this disk, can you write the data? Very simple thing. Can you write the data if you don't have permissions on this? You cannot write. So service account will have a proper privileges. In the other words, we can say sysadmin access will be there to this account. This is just an account. This account will be used to write the data to the disk. Permanently it has to write the data to the disk, right? So this account will be used. So here you can see the service account concept. You don't need to provide manually. Okay, there are two types of service accounts: customized service account, built-in service accounts. So these are like built-in service accounts. SQL Server will automatically provide. You don't need to give again separately, but it's not good. I'll explain in the next class why it's not good to have a default accounts. Why we will choose our own service accounts. Now I'll install with the default accounts. Shanmukh, in the future, can I change it to customized accounts after installing with the default account? Yes. The answer is I can change the service account at any time, but it's a downtime activity. I have to restart the SQL server. Okay, so I'm installing the SQL server with the default service accounts. Next class, I'll show you how to change it. Sometimes we have to change, it's a task for us. So I'll show you how to change the service account from default to named. And in the next class, I'll also show you installing SQL Server, the customized service account. Okay. So here I am not doing anything. These are all the service accounts by default. See, SQL Server agent will have one service account. What is the agent? I'll tell you. Database engine we are installing, right? That will have one service account. Full text service, one service account. Browser, one service account. These four components will have different service accounts. Okay, you can use the existing ones or you can go with the customized ones. In the next class, I'll tell you what is meant by customization, how to do the customization and all. Is it clear, guys? Service accounts, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Please respond, guys, please. Is it clear or any confusion? Okay, fine. So the next tab is collation settings. Collation settings means it's a
Who
long
manages the service account?
DBS. We have to manage. It's our
DBA.
responsibility. Yes, yes. It's our responsibility to manage. Next is collation. Collation means language settings, guys. Which language, what kind of language you are entering the data into the database. It can be a English language, Latin. Latin means English, like how Sanskrit is there for us. For English, it was Latin. You all know that. Or you want to use a specific collation language. You can select any of the language settings. Chinese we have, Korean we have, Dutch we have, okay, French we have, and we have different languages. Japanese we have. I don't know why we don't have Hindi, who are representing 140 crore. Okay, for 1 crore, 2 crore people also they have separate language here, but you don't see any Hindi language here. So like this you can see, okay, depends. If it is a Chinese product, you will select the Chinese language. So the data will be inserted into the Chinese language. If you see some Telugu news websites, some Hindi news websites and all, so like that you can see. So Japanese, if you want, the data will be inserted into Japanese language. So generally we don't use any of the languages. If customer is a specific customer from any country, they will ask you to select a specific collation settings. Customer, as I said in the build sheet, they will mention whatever inputs they need. If customers are looking for a specific collation settings, they will include in the build sheet, I need Hungarian collation settings or Japanese collation setting. They will include, guys. Based on that, we'll select. If they don't include anything, we'll use the default collation settings, which is the default one: SQL, Latin 1, General, CP1, CIAS. Default collation settings. Okay, SQL, Latin 1, General, CP1, CIAS. CP1 means code page 1. CI means case insensitive. Means whatever case it is, it will accept. Uppercase, lowercase, insensitive. AS means, can anyone tell me what is meant by AS? Accent sensitive. Okay, so these are all. This is your default collation settings. Generally, we will use this collation setting only. Shanmu, can I change the collation settings later? Guess it, guys. Is it possible to change the language settings later after installation? Come on, guess it. Pak, karve pak.
I guess no,
Yes.
but I just want to know
Yes.
about the AS. What is
Okay.
accent? This how? What exactly?
Accent, normal accent, like we have accent, right? That is. Okay, so the answer is yes, but there is no direct approach. Okay, again, you have to change the registry keys. So it's a kind of a risky. If you want to change the collation settings, better install a new copy with the new collation settings and backup from the source to destination, guys. The old data, old server to new server, you have to take the backup and you have to restore. Okay, so this is all about the collation. We are almost at the end of the installation, guys. We are almost done. Right. Now, who is going to access this SQL server? You have to add here server configuration. This is the main tab, main window. After that, we can directly go for the installation. Server configuration, who is going to connect to this SQL server? So you have to add at least, see, remember when you are installing Windows server, you gave the administrator password at the end, right? So that only administrator can connect. So at the same time, you are installing a SQL server. Someone you have to add to connect to the SQL server. Otherwise, it don't allow you. Someone, at least one person you have to add. Later you can give access to others, but initially you have to add at least one person. So we'll simply choose add current user. So who is installing the SQL Server? A login will be created, okay, with his name. See, administrator is installing. If you see here, using which account I connected? Using administrator account, right? So administrator is actually installing, not Shanmukh. So when I select add current user, administrator account is added into the SQL Server. So as an administrator, I can connect to the SQL Server. In the organization, we'll also add DBAs, other DBAs, because it's not for you, not for me. All DBAs has to access, right? So we'll add the DBA team here. We'll add the service account here, because service account also first it has to connect to SQL Server, then only it has to write the data, right? So we'll add the service account, we'll add the service DBA team here. I'll explain again. I'll show you. Multiple times we'll install, almost 5 or 6 times we'll install SQL servers. So one time, one feature I'll unlock, guys. Okay. As of now, I'm adding only one guy is called administrator. This is called authentication. What is this authentication? How many types of authentications are there? There is a detailed discussion in the security. So there I'll discuss what is this authentication and all. So data directories where your data will be stored in C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive. So I'll explain this again. When you have some idea what is data file, what is log file, what is backup, what is temp DB. So you will get an idea during the discussions of each concept. So as of now, I'm not touching anything. Okay, slowly you will get to know all these things. I'll explain all these things, guys, slowly. Okay, so now go to next. Finally, it will prepare a global rules again with all the checks. Okay, it will see whether it is suitable or not. Okay, it is preparing the global rules. Now go to next. Finally, you can see it will prepare a command. Remember one thing. Okay, remember one thing. Very simple thing. I'll tell you. Windows machine in the beginning, as I said, Windows machine don't understand GUI, correct? Is it clear, guys? It can understand only commands, correct? But we don't know what is the command to install the SQL Server. Agreed or not? We don't know what is the command to install the SQL Server. Whatever actions we have selected in this window, at the end of the day, it will create a command. That command will be stored in this file called configuration file.ini. Is it clear, guys? What is configuration file.ini? It will store the command. Now, whatever actions you have selected, whatever features you have selected, whatever options you have selected, whatever configurations you have selected, whatever settings you have selected, all these things will be converted into command. That command will be stored in the configuration file.ini. When I click install button, okay, see here, action is equal to install, edition developer, PowerShell already installed, C++ redistributables. Features you selected, database engine, replication, full text, client tools connectivity, backward compatibility, client tools SDK, SDK. I'm installing default instance. Instance ID is this one. Instance IDs, shared root folder. Okay, product update, no product updates. Server configuration. Okay, you can see here instance configuration, agent, service account, database engine, service account, directory where it will install, temp DB will be discussed, memory will be discussed, collation settings. You can see here full text. And who is going to access this SQL Server? Administrator. You can see here collation settings. You can see here with all these inputs that we have selected, it will prepare a command and it will keep it in one file called configuration file.ini. When I click install, Windows will call this file. It will see all the inputs from this file and then you can just install. If you want to see, by this time it's already prepared. If you want, you can see, guys. Let me open that file for you. Okay, Control C, Windows R, Control V. In the interviews, they will ask you guys what is configuration file.ini. See here, this is the one. If you open this, okay, you can able to see all the commands. See, this is the command to install. Whatever you can see, the line with this with the semicolon is a comment. The line without semicolon is a command. This is a command. This is a command. This is a command. Action is equal to install. This is a command. This is a command. See, it will tell you the meaning, specifies that SQL Server setup should not display the privacy statement like that. So this is how it will be managed, guys. Okay. Now this file will be called into the command prompt. As per the inputs, it will install the SQL Server, guys. Okay. Now I'm just minimizing and click install. Okay, now it will start installing, guys. As it's the first time, it has to install shared and specific, so it will take little time. I mean to say extra time, 10 to 15 minutes. Second time onwards, it don't install shared features because first time it's already installed, right? Second time onwards, it will take less time to install the SQL Server. That's it, guys. That is all about the SQL installation. I know it's a lot of things we discussed, kind of maybe overloaded, I can understand, but don't worry at all. Peacefully, okay, just go through the recording again. Go to each and every component, try to understand the things. If you stuck at any point, ping me in the WhatsApp with the screenshots. I can help you on that. Okay, so wait for a minute. Let's complete the installation. Once done, you can just see how it will be, and then we can wrap it up. Okay, so only installation, I cannot break it. See, I know that the time is like crossed. It is going to take again 5 to 10 minutes, but if I break the installation, again the flow will miss. Okay, so that is the reason I took the long duration to complete this installation. Next class, don't worry, we don't go this beyond our stipulated time. Okay. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can ask, guys, quickly. No questions? Are we good? In only one scenario, you'll not have questions. Either you understood fully or if you don't understand anything. So what is the scenario now? That also you don't tell.
One more,
Yes,
the service account is nothing but to store the data in systematic manner in disk.
correct. Service
Okay.
account will help you to write the data, not manner. It's not what I can say procedure. It's the person will help you to write the data to the disk. He's the
Yeah.
one to pull the data from the disk, to write the data to the
Hmm.
disk, to retrieve the data from the disk.
Okay. Got it.
It's not a
So this service
formatted
account will be managed by again window admin, right?
account will be managed by Windows admin. We will use that account.
And what kind of privilege
Sysadmin, as I
will be
said,
this user?
yes, as I said, sysadmin only because we don't know where you are going to store the data. Okay, so sometimes you might store in one folder in another folder, and you have to delete the data. Sometimes SQL Server has to delete the data. So only sysadmin can do all these things. So the privilege will be sysadmin. So Windows team will create a service account with sysadmin. We will use that service account during our installation. That's it. I'll tell you. Okay, in the service account discussion, I'll tell you.
Is it the question I asked actually
Yeah,
about
no
the
problem.
rename thing? Rename the name.
Okay.
So, yeah, so in your answer, you told me that we have another way to create new server and then we
Not
can
another way
take the
to create the new server. See, we have another
okay.
way. And again, pause. We have to create a new server, like how I'm installing a new server the same way. Okay, you have to install a new server and you have to simply take the backup of old server to the new server. Backup and restore method.
So we don't have any replace kind of a things.
No, no, there is no option. There is no straight away option. Okay, as I said, you have to edit the registry keys,
Uh,
but editing the
mhm.
registry keys will keep your instance inconsistent. So that's why we don't recommend that method. Okay, we will simply create a new instance with a new configuration with new collision settings, and then the data is there in the old server, right? We will simply take the backup of
Yes.
the old data and will restore in the new server. Simply migration. Yeah.
Okay. So, but do we get any such a kind of
No, no, no,
request
no.
in a
Will not
real
get.
time scenario?
No,
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 right?
will not get. Is it interesting or boring, guys? Why people are so calm, not responding? For this also no answer. If you don't
Shanmugh, I have
respond to
one
me, I
question
don't
related
respond to your
to
question.
collation.
Yeah, Sonal, tell me.
Means, what will be the proper answer if in interview they ask us question if we can change the collation level
See,
after
yeah, the proper
installation or
answer,
not?
like whatever I said, there is no direct way of changing the collation settings in the SQL Server. We can do by editing the registry keys. That is a little risky. Okay, so if you want to change the collation settings, install a new SQL Server with the respective collation settings and take the backup of old server and restore it into the new server. In this way, we can manage changing the collation things. That's it. Same, straight away, point to point, word to word. Just wait for 5 more minutes. I'll show you how to validate whether instance is successfully installed or not. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. Right, okay. So installation is done, guys. You can see the last screen like this. Okay, it will confirm you like install successful. Okay, you can see here install successful, and you can see all the components whatever we selected. You can see green color checkbox. Okay, means which was succeeded. Okay, you can see the status also. If it was failed, okay, you can see a red color text here, red color icon here, and then it will show you failed, guys. So in this way you can validate whether all the components are successfully installed or not. Is it clear, guys? I'll tell you,
Yes,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Lena, in case if installation is failed, how to check, where to check, how to troubleshoot. Next class we'll discuss, okay? Right, guys, are we good on this now? SQL installation, okay? So in the next class also I'll tell you the installation again, okay? So we'll discuss any small things are there, okay? And also we'll discuss how to troubleshoot installation related errors and all, where to check, how to check, okay? All these things will be covered in the next session, guys, okay? That's it. Thank you so much. Sorry for the late. Okay, we'll connect again today evening 7 p.m. IST.
Some
So,
of this installation we have to try it today before evening class or
yeah, you can
after
try it. Yeah,
evening class.
you can try it today, guys. Again, if you want the same kind of thing, maybe the same batch will not be available immediately. If you want, means go to my YouTube channel. Okay, go to the playlist batch 59. There you can see with the names. You can see SQL Server 2019 installation like that. You can see. Okay, source university, and immediately if you want, anyhow I'll upload. Okay, but if you want immediately, if you don't have time, go to playlists. You can see batch, where is that batch 59, batch 59, yeah, batch 59 MSSQL DBA. If you open left side, you can see with the topic names. See, you can see here same SQL Server build numbers, versions, VM installation, RDP, same. Okay, SQL DBA class 8, full discussion on SQL. See here, batch 59 class 8 full discussion on SQL Server 2019 installation. Okay, so you can see this video if you want to try immediately. Okay, otherwise just wait. I'm going to upload the video in our batch 60 playlist. Okay, we have also created batch 60 playlist. So initially, like maybe this week also I'll upload the video here. Okay, batch 60 playlist. If you can't wait, just go to the batch 59 installation video. You'll get an idea. Same discussion. Okay, almost same. Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for now. We'll connect again today evening 7 p.m. IST. For US people tomorrow morning 9:30 EST, guys. Thank you all. Bye. Good day, good night.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.